Gap jumps. One of the most iconic aspects of the Mario Kart franchise. Not only are they satisfying to watch, but they are also highly satisfying to complete. The game is littered with these jumps, many of them being intentional, but if we're being honest, the best ones are the unintentional ones that were created by slipping right under the noses of the developers at Nintendo. So, in this video, I will test my skill by attempting to complete every unintentional gap jump in the game as fast as possible. Before you go yell at me in the comments, I know there are more than the 34 that I'm doing today, but these gap jumps are specifically ones that were not intentionally made to be used by the player. And I've also made a regular shortcut video that contains most of those jumps anyway, so go check that out too. If you do end up getting mad, go yell at J9, as his video is what inspired me to do this challenge. And of course, his link will be in the description below, so go check out his channel as well. Alright, enough yapping. Let's get into the jumps. There will be 3 different levels of difficulty that I've categorized these jumps into, mainly so that my Twitch chat would stay a little more engaged because I'm pretty sure most of them are 5 years old with the attention spans of goldfish. I made these difficulty ratings on my own, and you'll see later why it was a big mistake for me not to consult J9 about each track before I started. But what J9 did tell me is that it took him about 3 to 4 hours to finish the gap jumps, and after the first few I completed, I honestly thought I was on the same pace, with most averaging about 3 to 4 minutes to clear, and me even completing a few on my first try. These jumps were mainly just small hops that didn't require any impressive skills or tech, so to make some of these super simple ones a bit more challenging, I stuck to the rule that if they were completable on 150cc, I would have to go do it at that speed. But even so, none of these appeared to be a challenge to me. The only jump that took a little bit longer than average was Rosalina's Ice World, and that was because me and my chat got into a debate about what was actually possible without using smart steering. We decided that this gap jump was the best and I would get to move forward. After completing this insanely difficult Wii Rainbow Road jump, I had finished the first level. Next, we upgraded to level 2, where each track either contained multiple gap jumps simultaneously or had a bigger, more difficult one. After finishing all the level 1s in about 30 minutes, I secretly started to think that J9 was bad at the game and I would have each of these done within the next 2 hours. But Mario Kart Stadium began what I would best like to describe as a humbling experience. The jump required me to align my cart precisely enough so that when I was making the hop, I would also use a mushroom and release a mini turbo. After many failures, I was about to give in and switch out Rosalina for a better combo, but after begging my chat to give me one more chance, I did this.
Yes! 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 Eat a dick, Sylvester!
That gap jump took me 12 minutes to get done, and although that isn't too brutal of a time, if I kept at that pace for the rest of the challenge, I would be in trouble. Next up was Mario Circuit, which I actually got on my second try, so I immediately got cocky again and thought I was back on track to finish within the initial goal that I had set for myself. Now it was time for Sunshine Airport, one of the first gap jumps I had seen in J9's video. It didn't seem too complicated, so I expected to fly through it rather quickly. See what I did there? I did my first few attempts and then thought to myself, interesting. I'm doing really poorly at this. I am nowhere close to the fence. Wonder what's wrong. This is when I looked into chat for some assistance from J9 and saw this super encouraging chat. Oof, this one is rough. ... Although I was slightly startled, I thought, silly J9, you must underestimate my skill at this game. That's what I like to call a winner's mindset, folks. So take notes and watch what this winner was able to do to this feeble, mere gap jump. Oh my god, Lakitu, eat a cock, bro.
If you stick out that tongue one more time, Yoshi, and you don't get over that wall, I'm gonna eat you.
I was over. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Eskyyt boring me? Good thing I don't give a shit, man. Wow, time really does fly when you're having fun, doesn't it? It apparently also flies when you're getting absolutely destroyed by the most challenging gap jump in the game. Remember in the beginning of the video when I said it wasn't a brilliant idea for me to rank all these levels by myself? Yeah, this is why. I put the hardest jump I would be doing the entire challenge smack dab in the middle of it, completely killing my momentum, hopes, dreams, and most importantly, Twitch viewers all in 1 hour. Before you go into the comments and tell me the gap jump isn't actually that hard and I was able to complete it in 5 tries, I am aware that I am hot garbage at this game, so if you really want to remind me, you can drop the comment, but just know that I tell myself this in the mirror every day. Eventually, the few chatters that remained had to forcibly stop me from attempting the shortcut by counting down how many attempts I had left like they were my mother telling me it was time to get into the bath when I was 5. But eventually I gave in and moved on to the next jump. dreading the fact that I would have to return to Sunshine Airport to finish this challenge. Surprise, surprise, the following shortcuts awaiting me were not too tricky at all, with Rainbow Road and TikTok Clop only taking me a couple of tries each. Then, although I kept completing the Grumble Volcano gap jump, I kept getting progressively more and more pissed off that I couldn't land the jump without falling off to the other side. Keep in mind that I didn't need to stay on the other side, my ego was just really hurt from the Sunshine Airport debacle. So I kept trying to clear the jump flawlessly, and it ended with this moment.
That counts. I don't give a shit. That counts. That was actually so funny.
After moving on from that wasted time, I proceeded to fly through the rest of the level 2 tracks. It turns out that a lot of these cuts were just slightly more complex than the level 1s, and if it weren't for Sunshine Airport, I would be almost done with the damn challenge by now. Now it was time for the final leg of the challenge, level 3. But I started to realize how late it was getting and began to face the idea that I would not be completing this challenge in one night. There were 9 level 3 challenges and the reclassified level 50 gap jump on Sunshine Airport left to do. So I decided to complete Bowser's Castle and Wario Stadium and call it a night. Before we talk about the next day of the challenge, I would like to do a little segment I like to call Embarrassing Math with Eskyyt. On the first day, it took me roughly 2 hours and 48 minutes to complete 26 of the 34 gap jumps required to do this challenge. That means, on average, it took me about 6.5 minutes to complete each jump. But here's where the math gets a bit embarrassing. Almost half of that time, an hour and 20 minutes to be exact, was spent in a gap jump that I didn't even complete. Meaning that if I had rated the difficulties correctly, I could have reached the 26 track mark at a merely hour and 20 minutes into the challenge. That makes me feel a little bit better about my skill, but a lot worse about my brain because of the fact that I just let Sunshine Airport whip me around like a good boy for that long without giving up. But that day was done, and I would come back stronger the next day and finish this challenge once and for all. I started the day with my least favorite gap jump, Mushroom Gorge. For whatever reason, I cannot do this gap jump consistently in races. I do not know what pro player needs to hear this, Gyarados, Shortcat, Scar, but one of you please coach me to get better at this game. I am so tired of my chat thinking they are better than me and want to destroy in some lounge events, so hit my business line. After a few pathetic attempts, I finished this jump and moved on. The rest of these level 3s might be why you clicked on this video, as all of these gap jumps look insanely cool, and I'm assuming I put one of them in my thumbnail. Amsterdam Drift took me a few more attempts than it should have because my amazing brain forgot to switch back to 200cc after Mushroom Gorge, but at least it looked cool. The Waluigi Stadium cut might be the craziest and it only took a few tries. Then I got a scuffed Big Blue jump within a couple of minutes, even though my chat had to remind me that I was inferior to them because they don't talk to women and play Mario Kart all day. Which leads me to my favorite gap jump of this entire challenge, Berlin Byway's Thwomp Hop. This gap jump required me to wait for this swamp to fall on its face, allowing me to mini turbo trick off the corner of this cement and absolutely fly, cutting off this entire corner. This is one of the cuts that I wish were viable in real races because it would be so cool to see everyone in the lobby attempting it. And just like that, 3 gap jumps remained: Wild Woods, Cheeseland, and Thou That Shall Not Be Named. J9 told me these were the hardest jumps for him when he recorded this video, so I expected to be here for a while. 15 minutes into my Wild Woods run, I got rated for the first time ever. No big deal. And realized that I needed to look cool in front of all of my new viewers, so I of course got it on my next try. But after that, the Raiders wanted to race against me, so I shut down the gap jumps once more and saved them for a later date. The next night, I booted up my game and decided to try and complete the 2 hardest jumps without my chat whining and complaining the whole time. But I left my face cam on so you guys could really believe it's me. First up was Cheeseland, where I needed an insane amount of speed to clear this massive gap. So I tucked Rosalina away and pulled out my good old pal Dry Bowser. After 30 minutes of boring fails, I finally did this. Hooray! Now just one more jump. And you know what? I think I'm overthinking this Sunshine Airport thing. It can't be too hard, right?
I mean, that's pathetic.
Oh my god.
I'm going to kill you.
Dude, that's pathetic, bro. That little compilation you guys just watched was over the course of an hour and a half. Yeah, you heard that right. An hour and a half. Based off some rough calculations, it had taken me 4 hours to complete 33 of the 34 gap jumps. And so far, I've spent 3 additional hours repeatedly smacking Yoshi's nose against that railing on Sunshine Airport. And I am 100% scarred from this experience. I now know every sound cue in the beginning of Sunshine Airport. I even think I'm almost certain that there is a lady that talks in the beginning of the soundtrack, but I could just be going insane, who knows? And that's where I am right now as I'm typing the script up. I have not finished the gap jump yet, but I need this video to come out tomorrow, so here's my plan. I'm gonna give it 1 more hour of trying on stream tonight, and if I get it, we can all celebrate and never have to do this dreaded gap jump again. But if I fail, I'm going to give my chat and you guys in the comments the ability to give me a punishment. So let's do an epic jump cut to the future. Well, I guess for you it's technically the past, but for me it's the future. It's kind of weird. Let's just do it.
It's just one, Freeskers. 1 200cc jump, Freeskers. I did answer that. I answered that a while ago.
God. And I've put so much time into this one shortcut. I mean, it just has to happen, right? Oh, that was kind of close. Oh my God, I almost got it.
Damn it. Why am I going so far left?
No! Ooh, that was going to be it. Oh, mama, if we could do that with 10 coins. Oh! Go! Dude, Yoshi, your nose is pieced.
Get back in the dungeon!
Get the fuck out of this shit. Oh my God, I'm gonna kill someone. No! Dude, I can't get this. Mason E-date, guys. Dude, I'm going to actually crash out. It's more right, dude. Yeah, dude, right. That everybody, look at those chats right there. Look at those chats, right? You're awful at it. Never coach anybody, ever. Too far left. Too far left. Guys, give me one more attempt. One more attempt, no matter what. You've been training for this for the past 5 hours. We've been training. We've been putting in the work. None of it's come to fruition yet. We're technically worse than when we started. But show everybody in your chat that you aren't a garbage Mario Kart player and that you can do this. Let's go. One mushroom, one dream.